Let's say hello to our participants in the other room. Can you hear me, Jacob?
Yeah, sure can. How you doing? Hi, everybody. My name is Jacob. I'm a senior training manager at Q-SYS. We're over here in the collaboration bar.
And my name is Nate. I am the director of training here at Q-SYS, and we're going to do a co-presentation for you, half in this room and half in that room, while we show you the various elements of the RoomSuite modular system and the collaboration bar. You just came from a very complicated space. It had lots of customization, lots of programming going on in it. These sorts of spaces is where Q-SYS thrives. Communal spaces and high-impact spaces, boardrooms, divisible spaces, things like that. If you're designing Q-SYS already, you are familiar with the complexity of those rooms. But there's a lot of rooms in buildings that do not require that level of complexity. Something like a small boardroom that Jacob is in, or a small or medium to large size room like this, we can handle in a new manner with our new RoomSuite offerings. And you may historically have been going to some other, other platform or off-the-shelf option for that. But we hopefully will get you to see that there's a reason why having it all in the Q-SYS family is quite valuable. So, Jacob, you want to talk about the difference between these two rooms?
All right, so like Nate said, we have two different styles of this RoomSuite solution, right? We have our collaboration bar over here for a smaller room. We've got the modular system over there for a medium to larger space. Now, while they are different types or different flavors of this RoomSuite solution, they all have the same sort of fundamental core technology underneath them. And the idea is we want to have this be simplified for everyone who's working with it. Simplified hardware. So we're consolidating a lot of pieces that you're familiar with into one kind of setup. And so that's going to be a lot easier for integration, right? We have simplified setup itself. So instead of having to do a bunch of design work, you're not doing any design work. We're not actually doing this in Q-SYS Designer. We'll show you how we are doing it in just a bit. And then simplified deployment. We're still connecting this up to a remote monitoring management system, Q-SYS Reflect, where we're able to gather data through these systems as well as our more complex core systems and be able to share that across the business and be able to make better informed decisions along the way. So that's the simplified setup of this kind of core technology. Nate, can you tell us what you have in the larger room over there?
Yeah, so this room is being managed by this guy right here. This is the RMP 100. When we're talking about integrating many devices to each other, this is a good example of it, because this is both the processor for the room, as well as the HDMI switching in the room, as well as the USB bridging in the room, as well as a network switch itself. Hey, far end, that's what it looks like right there. Ooh, ah. So this will live behind the wall or on the credenza or something like that, and all of the peripherals connect to it. We have a number of cameras, loudspeakers, microphones all in this room. If you need to get things onto the conferencing room table, which you obviously do, you'll be doing that with this guy here, the VEN4. This would live underneath the table, and then the microphones and the touch panels connect to this. And all of that just happens with plug and play. Configuration happens kind of like a wizard, very easy to install. Let's talk about Jacob's hardware. What do you have going on in there?
Yeah, so this is a smaller room. So this is going to be a little bit more basic in terms of what we have in the room, but it's still going to be very impressive what we're able to do with our collaboration bar. So the highlight here in this setup is going to be the RoomSuite collaboration bar, right? Now, there's something that we're really excited about with this. This is actually a Windows-based bar. That means a few things. That means not only are you going to have a certified Microsoft Teams solution, but that means that because it is Windows-based, you're going to get priority on all of those Microsoft features that get sent out, right? Those updates, those are going to come here first for that bar. Not only that, but you're also going to have a best-in-class Teams room experience, right? And all your IT, they're going to be very familiar with this kind of workflow, right? So again, we're simplifying a lot of things. Now, I would take this off of the wall and show you, like you showed us, the box, but unfortunately, this is also the camera. And not unfortunately, that's actually one of the cool pieces. This has four 50 megapixel cameras within the bar, so we're able to serve up a great shot. It also has two loudspeakers within it to be able to fill the room with proper noise, right? And then it also has our 16-element microphone array. So that's all within the bar itself. We also have the option, if we need to expand the space out or the table itself, we can add these tabletop microphones. You can daisy chain up to 4, and that means you'll have more options to be able to maybe mute from an arm's distance. The other piece of the bundle that you get with the bar is also this touch screen here. Now this is great because I didn't have to configure any kind of UCI for this. This came right out of the box. It's automatically configured and set up. That means I can control the call from here, but I can also control the features of that bar from this same pane of glass. Speaking of the features, we talked about those cameras, right? So right now you're getting a wide shot of us. Why don't we go ahead and serve up something that's a bit more intimate for the speaker themselves. So I'm going to hit active speaker framing, and what that's going to do is it is going to detect that I am the active speaker. It is going to find me. The microphones within the bar are going to detect where I'm at, and it's going to serve the cameras to me. And if I need to move up here and walk around, it will continue following me as the active speaker. But if my friend right here decides to start speaking and tells me something about what they had for breakfast,
eggs and sausage was wonderful, very yummy.
and there you are, and there you are as the active speaker. Perfect. And it can go back and forth in that manner, but if we did want to have more of a conversational view of this meeting, I could also serve up active speaker tiling. So what this is going to do is it's actually going to serve the last 4 people who were speaking within this space in these vertical tiles, right? As well as a bird's eye view underneath, so we can kind of see the entire space. But if we have somebody who's not featured right now, such as yourself, go ahead and tell me what you had for breakfast if it was any good.
I had some good breakfast of eggs and bacon and hash browns.
And there you are, now you're a part of the tile view. So again, we're able to serve up a lot just with this bar and the camera features there. You know, Nate, I got a pretty big view of your world domination table. You got any cool shots over there that we could get?
We're actually going to swap over. I got active speaker framing over here too. You're not that special. I can put my room into a similar mode where it'll automatically frame up the shot. You can see that's zooming in, finding me, identifying me as the speaker, and now we've got a better shot than we had of the far end just a couple seconds ago. But my room is more complicated. I got lots more things going on in this room. In fact, I would like to present some material that's over here on this wall here that is outside of really the visible range of that camera. But we set up some extra cameras in this room. I got a PTZ up there in the corner, so I can just toggle to another camera, and now I can send the far end whatever I want to because I've changed to a shot that is dedicated to this, right? You can customize a room like this to the needs. His room only has the all-in-one. I can really add as much more other things as I want to. More cameras, more touch panels, more microphones, anything you need. Now that does not mean it's going to get more complicated to install. So again, we're not using Q-SYS Designer software. Let me show you how you actually install this. We are going to share my screen so you can see it in the far end over there. This is the configuration GUI that lives on the RMP100. So all you do is literally go to this IP address of that device. As you plug in devices on the back, they will automatically become detected right here associated with their network ports. They get named, they get configured. That's literally it. You go through a couple of customization options. The UCI is designed and built for you as well, but you can customize the colors and logos and things like that. But that is all you have to do. And you can deploy that and save them as presets and do many of them at once. Very, very convenient. We can also tune these rooms using our room sound or our room system optimization tool. It'll play some testing sounds out of the loudspeakers, use the microphones to tune the room. You step away for a couple minutes, you come back, and it's all tuned for you. In fact, you don't even need to be in the room for that. You can do that over Reflect. You can have all your rooms do it at once, and you're not even in the building. We have other items in the room we haven't talked about. We haven't talked about the scheduling panel on the back wall. Jacob, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, both of these rooms actually have the scheduling panel. That's our Q-SYS room scheduling panel for Microsoft Teams panels, right? So this is an 11-inch touchscreen panel with an LED on the side that tells you the status of the room or the meeting, so you can tell we're in a meeting all day with that red light. It is built on MDEP. That's a Microsoft Device Ecosystem platform, and that means that it is, as of now, a certified device. But the cool thing is that it is not exclusive to RoomSuite itself. Now we have it featured in both of our RoomSuite solutions, but you can use this with any of our core-based solutions as well, which means that you can use the data that this is actually providing over something like our remote monitoring management system, Q-SYS Reflect. That's a segue, Nate. Why don't we go ahead and serve up Reflect on your screen? Could you share that for us?
I sure can. Here's our Reflect dashboard right here, monitoring all of our rooms.
That's right. So we actually, you can see right there, there's the cores that we're running. This is the booth itself, right? So we have some cores. We have the modular system that Nate has in his room. We have the collaboration bar here, as well as a few out in the paddocks. So again, we're able to get a view of all of the different types of systems that we have on one screen right here, be able to troubleshoot any status issues we may have as well. But again, the idea is that whether it's a complex situation, a complex room, with something like that first room you were all in, or maybe something that's more simplified, we're keeping that all under one roof with Q-SYS, and we're able to gather data from all of those different types of solutions as well. So with gathering that data, we can actually use our free open API to be able to serve that up however we need to make better informed decisions for our companies or for our customers. Now, we have a few different pieces that we've been using to do that. In the other room, we have a camera that is detecting the amount of people within the room, right? We also have sensors up in the sky, these little round green guys. That's from Distech Controls, and that's actually detecting like how cold it is, or maybe the decibel level in the room. Again, using that information across the different solutions that we have, whether they be complex, simplified, and serving that up however we need to. The last thing I want to talk about is, again, we're talking about that data that we're collecting and serving that up however we need. We can actually send that to something like ServiceNow as well. That's more than 90% of the Fortune 500 companies are using that for their workflow and ticketing system. Again, using that information to help however they need to serve their businesses and customers as best they can. If you have any questions on any of that, you can ask anybody out front. There's a Reflect station to have more on that, as well as our RoomSuite solutions. But for now, we're going to get up and move into the last room, which is going to be our Vision Suite room. Thanks, everyone.